and friends express concern of, why are you going to Kenya? But then we send back that message of, by the way, or they themselves will actually communicate to us, can I come? And we tell them, by all means, you know, there's nothing wrong, or we've done this to make sure that your security is well taken care of. And I think that continual message, just as what the president is doing right now in Germany, and what he did in France, and what we keep doing when we go out there, I think that's what we have to keep doing.
All right.
And it's certainly helping.
Okay. So for an industry that largely depends on the international source markets, how would you evaluate the fact that, you know, now we can clearly say that the international source markets have dropped, but how are we leveraging on the local industry to ensure that we grow, you know, the local hospitality and leisure tourism industry? Mike?
The local industry, if you look at the leisure numbers, started improving in 2005 when the Nairobi to Mombasa highway was almost complete. When the highway to Nakuru was complete, we saw numbers going into Naivasha and Nakuru. And now we are seeing a lot of activity in places that you would not expect, like Kisii, Western Kenya. Kakamega now is booming as a result of the connectivity from Kisumu and the main Kisumu road. So we do value the fact that local tourism plays a big role in the growth in general. But there's also one other area that we need to look at, and that's regional.
Yes.
Regional tourism, and we've been working on a regional tourism strategy for the last 3 years now, and the Northern Corridor Initiative, where we have now a single visa for the 3 countries, Kenya, Uganda, and Rwanda. We are seeing a lot of interest now in the coast. People coming in from Rwanda and Uganda who do not have beaches there, wanting to go to Diani and Mombasa and Lamu and Kilifi. We are seeing a lot of interest across the 3 countries, even Kenyans visiting Kigali and Kampala and going up to Bujagali. So it's very, very important. Our target was to have at least 50% of the total numbers being generated both locally and regionally.
Right.
Then obviously you'll have a base. Then that way then you can be able to attract the international tourist, having already sorted out your region.
All right. Let's talk about affordability in the hospitality and leisure tourism industry. A lot of people in Kenya and across the region think that you know, it's not as affordable for us to, you know, travel to all these tourist destinations, for the one reason that most of the hospitality areas, or do I say facilities, are not very affordable. Rosemary, I'd like to hear your view on this. Do you think affordability plays a role in promoting local tourism, and also how affordable are some of your facilities?
Oh yes, affordability plays, at the end of the day, it is whether you can afford it or not. However, I think one thing about Destination Kenya is that it has a whole range of product offers that can be offered to, from budget right up to the high end. It's a question of what do you want, and our job is all about helping you make that decision by laying out the available options. Like for Serena, for example, you know, we are about quality, but at the same time, it should not be. We should not have that perception that we are way too expensive, because there is that perception. What is important is I may not be able to bring my rates down to what somebody would expect that they'll be able to afford, but I should be able to convince you as the holiday maker who's seeking something as to why Serena. What is in it for you for you to spend your money at Serena. I have to be able to convince you of the value that you'll have in coming to Serena, because we offer a product that we're able to back as far as the value is concerned.
Yeah.
But having said that, just to add on to what Mike has said, we have seen our figures for the local and domestic market grow in the last 2 years from about 25% to almost 40% of our total production. And that has been because we have deliberately ensured that we are able to reach the market with a message and with a product that they know we have actually looked at their needs and
Right.
come up with a product for them. For example, at the moment we have a campaign called Lipa Pole Pole. If you think we're too expensive, what
Yeah.
we're telling you actually, if you plan ahead, like now, think about December. Instead of waiting until 12,
24th
Kenyans
of
are rather
December.
notoriously last minute. If you
Yeah.
wait until December, yes, it's going to be expensive because you have to think about school fees in January and what
Yes,
have you.
yes.
But if you plan your holiday now,
And Lipa Pole Pole.
and then we
Yeah.
offer you a payment plan. You can pay us in 2 or 3 installments. We make it easy for you. So you can actually afford a Serena holiday in Mombasa or in the Mara or wherever. You know, so I think arising out of what we've gone through in terms of the business downtown,
Yeah.
it has also enabled us to look at opportunities and being able to actually tailor-make products for the various markets, not just the local and regional market,
Yeah.
but even internationally. So, like they say, there's always a lining, a silver lining with every rainbow. I think this has also created opportunities which we have had to grasp.
All right. So even despite the fact that we are looking at an industry where affordability is apparently not that affordable as per se, but we are also seeing so many other facilities coming up and targeting different markets. And one of the latest ones as well, I think, was opened yesterday. You know, and the acting chief executive officer of the Kenya Tourism Board was among the people who took part in this opening of a new leisure facility here in Kenya, and we're now going to take a look at what exactly they said about the hospitality sector in Kenya before we can continue the discussion on how Kenyans need to focus on planning, but also other issues pertaining to the hospitality industry.
It's a pleasure for me to be celebrating the official opening of this fantastic property in Westlands in Nairobi. On behalf of the Kenya Tourism Board, I take this opportunity to sincerely and warmly congratulate the management and the group and the owners of this hotel in believing in Kenya as a destination. You would not take such a decision and a serious business decision to invest in this country if you didn't think that it was a reliable tourism destination. So we thank you for endorsing us to the world. This is a great endorsement for us in Kenya, and an addition to the product portfolio really makes us at the Kenya Tourism Board proud to be selling a fantastic destination.
We have 6 brands from 1 star to 6 stars, and our most international brand being the Golden Tulip, which is a 4-star upscale brand, as you may have noticed it here. We were acquired by Xinjiang, which is a rather large Chinese conglomerate. We were acquired last year. Xinjiang themselves have over 4,000 hotels in China. And amongst hotels, they operate and own the Disneyland in Shanghai, and they have travel agencies which are responsible for outbound business out of China.